Hey everybody, B-rad here. Today is Saturday the 19th, I believe, of August. It's pretty hot out here today. I got the motor back, engine, whatever you're going to say, back from the machine shop today. He called me the other day, went and picked it up. So I already installed the crank. I'll talk about that here in a second. Here's all the parts back. He gives you oil meant for breaking in. It's got high levels of zinc and phosphorus to help break in everything. 1040. So I got 10 quarts of that. There's the heads. I haven't taken them out of the bag yet. I'm going to leave them in there. But he said they were twisted a little bit, so he flattened them. I had to get a new cam. There's the cam. It's a comp cam. There's the number if you wanted to see it. It's just a hair over stock. I think it's like 0 to 4,000 or 5,000 RPM. Something more for the torque than anything. And he ordered the springs also. Here's the springs. The lifters are in there, in that box also. So you can see those are already installed. 2 of the valves, they were the exhaust valves, were burnt. You can see that one. I'll zoom in. It's almost got like a split in it. So that one's had, and this one was, oops. I don't know if I can zoom in on this or not. This one has a crack in it too. So those were junk, so it's got 2 new valves in it. He wasn't able to use these valve guide seals. They wouldn't fit after he had to modify the seats, I believe. I don't know. Here's the pistons. He went ahead and pressed them on to the connecting rods for me. So we've got all 8 of those there. That'll be the next step on here. Those are 30 over, so he machined it 30 over. He already installed the plugs, the cam bearings. You can see them down in there. Those are all new. So the first thing I did was install the bearings, making sure that you put them in the right side. There's a hole on the top one. You're looking at her upside down. So on the actual top motor is at the bottom. So the grooved one, you're looking down on it because it's got a hole in it for the oil passages. And I plasti gauged all the mains, all 5 of them there. Make sure I put them all going the right direction. Got the arrows facing forwards. Make sure you got the key in there. Don't want to lose that. Same with the camshaft. There's the old camshaft. I still need to take the key out of that and put it in the new one. So I plasti gauged all of them, and they all came out good. So I went ahead and lubed everything up. I'm using this Cleveite bearing guard assembly lubricant. So I put lots of that on there, and then torqued these down. I went from 30 to 60 to like 80 and then 100. So those are all torqued properly. And after each bolt I torqued, I made sure that you could still turn the crankshaft, so you can turn it with your hand. So that's always good. So you can see it's going nice. The next step, like I said, is going to be the pistons there. I've got the rings inside. And make sure you want to use the book. Let me get to the right page here. Right here for assembling the piston ring sequence. So there's 3, I don't know what you want to say, grooves. 1, 2, 3 there in the piston itself. So you got 2 compression rings, and then a couple of oil rings. It tells you somewhere here. Oh, hold on. I read it earlier. Oh, here. So here's the assembly for the cylinder block. So bearings, we did that. Crankshaft, did that. Install main bearing caps, and did that. New oil pickup tube and screen. I still need to put that in, but I'm gonna wait till after I put the pistons in, because it kind of blocks some of the room for you there. But it tells you here your number 1 compression ring is 180 from the second compression ring, and then the oil control ring, where'd it go? Oil control ring spacer extender gap is at least 90 degrees from the number 2 compression gap, and then the oil control ring gaps are 90 degrees between each ring gap. So you gotta make sure you get everything in there correctly. That way you don't have any leaks, so you can kind of see 180 from each other, and then 180 but in between 90 degrees of the other. So like I said, I'll have to make sure we put them all in there correctly. So I'll show you that when I get to it. I also forgot to mention the rear main seal. You can kind of almost only put it in one way, at least the piece that goes in this top main cap. I should have took a video of it, but I forgot. But that piece only fits in one way, so then you can look at the seal to see which way the seal that's actually in the block, which way that mates to the other one. And then even in the book, and I looked online just to double check, you put some RTV on the top and bottom of one little portion and along the edge, but you obviously don't want to use too much because you don't want to get it down in where the bearing sits and all that good stuff. So yeah, if you're confused about that, there was some different forums where people were showing how to replace it, and it's also in the book, so you can always look at that too. Okay, so the first thing with the piston install, you're going to want to check your piston ring gap clearance, which I'll show you here in a second. For the number 1 and number 2 compression ring, so you come over and you want 0.10 to 0.020. So and then we got 0.010 inch to 0.012 preferred. So you're going to need some feeler gauges, and to check that, here's the rings themselves. They come in a bag. This one says first ring, second ring, and then your oil rings. So you're only checking the clearance on these 2. And you also want to make sure that you install these the right way. As you can see there, that says top, and you can see a slight bevel on this top side right above my fingernail there. So that you're going to want to make sure that's facing upwards. all of these rings should have some sort of marking to go up. If not, I'll have to look in the book to see which way is up. Yeah, I'm not seeing any marks on this one, so I'll have to look it up to see what's up. Oh, here it says right here. Yeah, the first compression ring. Let's see, these have bevels on them. So inside bevel must go up. So up. That second one has a lip also. Always install a lower groove first, yeah. This one here actually looks like what we got for the second ring. If you can see or not. Yeah, you can see it right there. That little square cut edge. According to this picture, it is going to go downwards. So this one's going up, that one's going down. Then we have the little flat oil one, which is there, and then the bigger oil one. But we'll get more into the detail here when we get to actually installing it. But what you're going to want to do is I'm going to wipe these out and put just a smidge of a coat of oil. I don't know if I can do this one-handed or not. Kinda. So you're going to want to put this, the actual piston ring in, and you're going to use one of the pistons with nothing on it to push it down farther into the actual cylinder. And then you're going to take your feeler gauges. So we said, let me find the right one here. So 12 they said, so anything smaller, 2 sizes smaller is preferred. So between .010 and 0.012. Obviously this is kinda not right because I need to push this way down in there. And you want to make sure you get it, you know, pushed square into the bore. So we're just gonna fudge it a little bit just to show you. There you can see the ring gap, and that's what you're gonna be measuring. So that's just a hair big. So let me get out smaller one. This is the preferred. And yeah, that fits in there nice. So you're just going to do that to all of them and then install your pistons. Hey everybody, back here with the motor. So I didn't film much, putting the rest of what I have done together. I got all the pistons in, and it all turned freely after that. And then I did the camshaft, and that went in good. You kind of see it down in there through the holes. So I did that. Got the front cover on. Got the water pump on. I still need to put the oil pump back together. I'm going to wait till closer towards the end to do that. This alternator bracket, I'm pretty sure that's bolted in the wrong spot. But it must go somewhere here because I needed these bolts for these holes. So that's where it is for now, even though I'm pretty sure it's not right. Got both the heads on. Got them all torqued down. There's the pattern in which you want to torque them. First you did 80 foot-pound, and then you went up to 110. So I got those all on there. The next step, I went ahead and put all the lifters in. I'm kind of at a standstill right now because I ordered new bridges and rockers, but they are back ordered, so I'm waiting on that. So in the meantime, I will be putting on the oil pickup tube. I might go ahead and put the pump back together, I guess, since it's just sitting here. I can't really roll it over yet to put the oil pan on because the lifters will fall out, so I'm gonna wait until I get the rockers. But I'll probably put the front the balancer back on there, and then the pulleys are back there sitting, so I'll do that next. But yeah, just a little update. So I'll probably post another video after this whenever I get some more parts in. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit the like button and all that. Thanks. Bye.